but everyone has a different story to tell. Shell, which says it's losing
The Tampa market. Staggering rise.
Country in Northeast Africa, precisely on the Horn of Africa.
Okay, sorry folks. All right, I think we are much better. Yes, we are much better. Okay, all right. All right, sorry folks, I was kind of a little bit late. I think 2 minutes, but we are still here. Oh, sorry, let me see, what is that? Hold on. All right. Okay. I'm kind of all over the place this morning. I don't know why, but well, I'm glad that we are here. So good morning, folks. This is the Revolutionary Repatriation Educational Lecture Series, held every Friday. So I am your host, Frank Moba. I want to welcome you all this morning for tuning in. So please share the live as you come on, and also please like as well. So tell others to subscribe to this channel as we bring forth the message. So today's topic, it says US, EU, Canada, sabotage Haiti freedom. So why the US, why Canada, why the European Union sabotage or always in a habit of taking Haiti freedom? All right. So as far as we know, Haiti have never been free. So why they always sabotage the freedom of Haiti? So that's what we are here to discuss today. The reason why they do it. Why do they do it? So could it be a reason? Could it be that they are angry or they are mad that Ottawa to Son, along with group of Haitians, fought for independence that led the way to the extent that today even Africa have independence. So could it be that they are angry, okay? Or could it be for something different? Why? So that's why we are here today. And the next one we're going to look at, it says why African nations remains weak after independence. Why they remain weak and why they remain conquered? Because as far as we know, I can tell you, Africa, it's not really free. All right. As much as we may not want to say it, or as much as we may want to turn around the story, Africa is not free. And part of that is also based on the African people. All right. Sorry, folks. This is a Revolutionary Repatriation Educational Lecture Series. Even though we point fingers at the oppressor, but we need to also point fingers at the oppressed. All right. So, why Africa remain conquered and why Africa remain weak? It also based on the leadership of Africa, and that is what we are here to discuss. And not only the leadership, it also based on African themselves, the ordinary people as well. All right. So it involves all three parties: the oppressor, the leaders, and the people themselves. All right. So that is what we are here to discuss, and including me. When I say the people themselves, including me, all of us. All right. So again, thank you for your contribution. Thank you for your patron. Thank you for being part of our patron. What else can we say? So we're going to get into it. Let's get into it this morning. So first of all, we're going to look at Haiti. All right. We're going to look at Haiti. So my God, I don't even know where to start with Haiti, because It's not easy, man. It's not easy for folks out there. It's not easy for the nation of Haiti. All right, as much I don't know. It's tough. It's tough. It's tough. It's tough. It's tough. So let's see why the US, why Canada, why EU does not want to leave Haiti alone. So as we speak right now, there's no leadership in Haiti. All right. So government officials, specifically opposition, as we all know, if the United States, the US, Canada are for the government, that is just to tell you that we should be for the opposition. So as we speak right now, there is no opposition in the country. Opposition leaders are being targeted by the US, by US sanction, by UK sanction, and by Canadian Prime Minister, how they call it, sanction. And while the government, the ruling party, who favor these three entities, the US, Canada, and UK, they sponsor this government and they are in line with this government and they want for the government to remain in power. So they are the cause, these three entities are the cause that Haiti is in a dire situation as we speak right now. So let's look at it and see what is going on. So I mean, I don't know. I don't even know where to start from Haiti because so before Haiti, that's I know we just celebrated Dr. King. Sorry, I don't want to leave this out, but I want to remember him with a quote. All right, so let me bring it. I want to remember him with a quote. So please bear with me. Hopefully I see it. I don't even know if I brought it out. All right. So let me remember Dr. King with a quote, please. So I know a lot of time people like to bring out a quote from Dr. King that said the best way to solution or the best method of peace is by true peaceful protest, is by appealing to your oppressor. We should all know that during Dr. King days, he came with two phases. All right. The first phase was when he tried by peaceful means, by appealing to the oppressor. That was the first phase. All right. Where he wanted to integrate within or among the oppressor. All right. Where he went by true peaceful protests or appealing to the oppressor that we all need equality, appealing to the oppressor that we are all human beings. That was the first phase. And the second phase came in after he realized that by appealing to the oppressor, it couldn't bring peace, it couldn't bring freedom. He changed. And that's the time he said he let down, he feel that he have let down his people to the wrong path. All right. So that is why it is very important to look at history before we move on. And a lot of time people like to come bring out those bourgeoisie or thought that, oh, Dr. King said, and, you know, the only way to solution is peaceful, is through peaceful protest, is through appealing to your oppressor, because that did not even give up peace by appealing to the oppressor. All right. By getting freedom from the oppressor was not by appealing to them. It was by Haiti starting the freedom. It was not by Ottawa to someone appealing. It was by true peaceful means. I mean, not peaceful means, but revolutionary means, by taking them by force. All right. So I want to read a quote from Dr. King here. All right. So he says, we know through painful experience that freedom is never voluntarily. So now, if he said this, then how come somebody will come to me and say, no, Dr. King said Peace can only come through peaceful protest, through appealing to your oppressor. Then how come another quote by Dr. King, he said, peace can never come through voluntarily. How can he say that? He said, we know through painful experience that freedom is never voluntarily given by the oppressor. It must be demanded by the oppressed. Now, if Dr. King is telling us that peace, freedom is demanded by the oppressed and not by voluntarily means, not by appealing to your oppressor, not by appealing to America that Lord, listen, Haiti need freedom, not by appealing to Canada like Haiti need freedom, not by appealing to UK that Haiti need freedom. You guys should leave Haiti alone. It was not true voluntary that Oliver Toussaint and a great Haitian got Haiti to get independent in 1804. It was not true voluntarily means. It was not true protest. It was not true marching. So, if Dr. King believed that peaceful protest could bring freedom, how can he say it must be demanded by the oppressor? Demanded by the oppressor, demanded by the oppressed does not mean appealing to the oppressor. Demanded by the oppressed does not mean appealing to the oppressor for freedom. It means we should take it by force. It means telling the oppressor, this is not your land and leave this land. It means we should tell the oppressor, UN is an oppressor entity. UN is part of the oppressor, run by the oppressor. So how can the oppressed go to the oppressor or go to an organization run by the oppressor for peace? I just bring this out to let people know who like to come and tell us, oh, Dr. King believes in freedom, freedom protests. Dr. King believes in voluntarily means. It did not give us freedom. And Dr. King realized it. And that is why he left this message that if anytime somebody come to you to quote Dr. King say we should go by freedom, by voluntarily, by appealing to the oppressed, bring them this quotation to and tell them, but this was the same man that wrote this quotation. So this was two different things he's saying. Then explain to us, because the first phase he was going through peaceful means that did not work, and he realized it. And when he realized it, that no, we need to demand it, that's the time he got assassinated. When he realized that freedom was never going to come by appealing to your oppressor, and then when he realized it and he turned his back and said, we need to demand it, and he said, no, his language has changed, and they assassinated him, and they killed him. This is what went on. All right? So let's go back here to continue of what we want to say here about Haiti. So that I just brought that out to remember Dr. King, because we just celebrated him, right? But equally so, as we celebrated him, and next years to come, we're going to celebrate him. These are some of the things that we need to be discussing. Now somebody coming to tell us about what is the speech, the so-called speech that say, one day my little children going to be here and there, freedom going to do what? No, those little children is not dead. All right, we are not here on top of that mountain top. We are not yet there. All right, so these are some of the things that we need to remember. So anytime somebody come to you about Dr. King, say that we should appeal to the oppressor, give them this quote and says, but he was the same man that said this, that we need to take it, we need to demand it, we need to take it by force. All right, so let's get back to Haiti. So the reason why I brought that quote, I'm going to tell you why I brought that quote from Dr. King as well. So as we get into Haiti. So let's see here. So let me see which article I need to bring out here. It's just too much about Haiti to talk about. All right. So we're going to look at the first article here. It says, Master of Mr. Heron have started to clear the way for him to rule Haiti forever. So who are those master of Mr. Heron? All right. So Heron here is the slave, and his master, America, Canada, UK, are preparing the way for the bourgeoisie, are preparing the way for the slave on a plantation. Okay? On a plantation to continue the cotton, how they call it, production, the sugarcane production for his slave master, while his people suffer and die and beg for life. Heron, the slave on a plantation, they are preparing him to cultivate the cotton and the sugarcane on a demise, on a suffering of his people. Folks, it's so sorrowful, painful, pitiful, to the extent that our own people, another black man will not care for his people, but care especially looking at this country history. You know very well that these are the same people, America, Canada, UK, France, that made Haiti the way it is today. Then how can a black man, how can an African sit and watch his people die, watch his people being lynched by America on Ebola, watch his people be lynched not to enter the American territory, watch his people being beat, humiliated? Oh my, I can't even believe it. And not even just him, but even the African continent, to watch African leaders, black leaders, watch their people die, and they don't care at all. But all they care about to serve their master as they continue to become slave on a plantation, on a cotton, on a sugarcane farm. Yes, African leaders are still sitting, taking a raw material, bringing it in Europe and America. Slavery. For a black man, that Heron will look at the people of Haiti suffer, because of America, Canada, and Haiti. So the question then becomes is, why Canada, UK, and US want this man to rule forever? Why? Why do they want in Haiti? What is in Haiti that they want? Oh yes, folks, there is something in Haiti that the United States want. There is something in Haiti that Canada want. There is something in Haiti that the UK want. And if they can get it, it means chaos for Haiti. It means chaos for any black nation. Let's see here. So this is the prime minister here, okay, from Canada. And this is the prime minister here to Haiti. All right. So see them. These are the people that will always come and call African leaders that they want democracy for African people. I mean, when I say, I mean, war, African nation war. Okay? But you will never see, with all the crisis in France, you will never see the United States government calling Macron, telling Macron, we want democracy in France. Your people in France are suffering. When protests upon protests have been going on in France, but you will never hear Joseph Arabadi calling Macron to Washington, D.C., because that will make the European war to look ugly. That will make the other nation or African nation specifically to see that, oh, but you guys are suffering, because it will be on air. You will never hear the UK government calling Joseph Arabadi for equality or for racism or for the bad governance in the United States. You will never hear it. You will never hear the UK government interfering with American policy in America here, or with American governmental system in America here, with the discrimination, with the racism, with the inequality. You will never see it. And you will never see Joseph Arabadi talking about the racism, the inequality, the suffering of people in UK. You will never see it. And you will never see their social media interfering in the activities or the bad behavior that are going on in the US, in France, in the UK, in Germany, and all those places. You will never see it. You will never hear the UK Prime Minister stating to Joe Biden, your government is bad. You are a bad leader. And you will never hear Joseph Arabadi telling the Prime Minister of UK, you are bad, you are a bad leader, you are not serving right. You will never hear them even telling Macron, you are a bad leader, you are not serving right. And that is not to say these people are not serving or they are serving right. They are not serving right. They are also bad leaders, but they will never bash one another. Because you know what? It will make them look ugly to the world. You know what? It will make them look ugly to the African nation, that African nation will not look up to them that, oh, they are practicing democracy. They have the best leadership. They have the best government. But they are also dictators. Then who are they to always be in African situation? But these are the problem again, because African leaders, black leaders, have made it well to these people that African people they don't know how to lead. African people can lead. African people know nothing about leadership, whether on the African continent or in the diaspora. I mean, African nations, African leaders have made it known to these people that there is no black man that can lead any African nation or any African world. That is why these people are always into African province. That is why these people are always into African situation, because African people invite them. Because African people too are so greedy. They don't want to leave power. They want to be in power until they die. And they don't do nothing good for their people. That is the reason these people continue to take advantage of African people. African leaders do not want to unite. African leaders can unite, but they do not want to unite. They want to remain in their perspective, little, tiny countries. But what is it doing for your people? What is that doing for your people? Your people you serve, your people that look like you. What is it doing for them? Let's see here. So, let's see here, okay? We're going to read a little bit down this article. Let me see how long it is. Okay, it's kind of long a little bit. We're not going to read all, but we're going to get some things here. So, the United States, Haiti, UK, and Canada are the folks behind the situation in Haiti. Now it says, elections are near in Haiti. The US and Canada are trying every method to ensure that Prime Minister Henry remain the troubled nation leader. So they are trying every method. What does that mean when they say every method? When it comes to war, when it comes to proxy war, chaos, they are creating a sanction. They are putting it on opposition leaders. Every method to ensure that this man remain in power. Why would the United States support this man when the citizens, the people, do not want this man? I thought the United States believe in democracy for the people, of the people, and by the people. Then why can the United States go be on the side of the citizen? I thought the so-called Canadian Prime Minister believe in humanity, believe in human rights. Why can't they be on the side of the citizen? I thought the so-called UK believe in human rights, believe in freedom, believe in the voices of the people. Why can't they believe what the people are saying? Why can't they be on the people's side? But no, they want a leader that will strangle their own people and don't have time for their own people. That they will continue to exploit the resources. Now, somebody may ask, what is the resources that Haiti have? Oh, yes. Haiti have resources. Haiti have resources. And that is what the United States, that is what Canada, that is why UK want. All right. If you want it, does that mean the people of Haiti should suffer? If you want it, does that mean the people of Haiti should die? If you want it, does that mean the people of Haiti are not human beings? If you want it, does that mean the people of Haiti should be treated inhumanely by Canada, by US, by UK? Let's see here. Currently, Haiti is trying to gain the support of the Haitian and end political legitimacy. Simultaneously, his opponents who have criticized his undemocratic leadership are being harassed and attacked by the US, by Canada, by the UK. The environment of political repression in Haiti, with the blessing of the West, with the blessing of UK, with the blessing of Canada, with the blessing of the United States, with the blessing of America, have made condition for free and fair election difficult. Because of the support of the United States, of UK, of Canada, to Herring, the dictator, the slave on the plantation, have made Haiti difficult for election, difficult for free movement, difficult for free governance, difficult for people to speak out in their own country. Difficult. So who are these people, the so-called US, the so-called Canada, the so-called UK, always like to talk about good governance? So what is good governance then? Good governance is having a dictator in power that will support or serve your interests on the demise of the people, to loot the people's resources as you develop your economy, while that nation economy is dying and the people suffer, and you deprive them from coming to your country to have a taste of their resources. Where is the human right for Haiti? Where is the so-called American human right? Where is the so-called UK human right? Where are the so-called Canadian human right for Haiti? Let's continue here. Unfortunately, the problem is persisting since the Canadian government announced that it has sanctioned two more prominent figures in Haitian political and business cycle. Now, these people that have been sanctioned by Canada, these are opposition that are not there to protect the selfish interests of Canada, UK, and the US. The US just did the same thing in Zimbabwe. Sanction the president's son because the leader have since to ban foreign corporation in the country. US also did the same thing in Liberia, but try to use political means, try to use her political maneuver. If a US is sanctioning a nation, you know exactly that nation is not protecting the so-called US interests. If the US is sanctioning a government official, you know exactly that government official is a threat to US interests in our country. Henceforth, that apply to Canada and UK as well. And that is what they are doing to Haiti. Justin Trudeau regime stated that it has sanctioned former member of parliament Anil Bezari, a businessman, Charleson Remy, who is the associate of former Haitian president Michael Martelly. So those are the people that Canada, the prime minister, have sanctioned. Then why can you sanction Henry, the so-called leader who the citizen does not want? So whose side are you on, America? Whose side are you on, UK? Whose side are you on, Canada? Whose side are you on? Is it something that America won from Haiti they are not telling us? Is it something that Canada won from Haiti or the UK won from Haiti that they are not telling us? Even if they don't tell us, we know what they want and we're going to expose them what they want. Because if they allowed Haiti to gain its holistic freedom and independence and self-determination, they will not get what is in Haiti, the resources that they want to loot or they are looting, they will not get it. Now, without any evidence, Canada accused the two men for embezzling and financing criminal gain in Haiti and perpetrating drugs trade and corruption. Now, Canada is saying these two people that have been sanctioned, they are the one transporting gun in Haiti. They are the ones supporting the gang in Haiti. They are the ones supporting drugs activities in Haiti. Oh yes, that's what they are saying. But it have been videos proving, even from gang leader that we have shown here before. Gang leader are saying, or how they call it, they are saying, they say Canada, the US, the UK are in support of the gang activities in Haiti. Then how can Canada come out to sanction these men, put allegation against them that they are the ones supporting the gang with no evidence? In fact, recently, Canada and the US have escalated their diplomatic onslaught against Haitian political leaders and former regime officials in the name of restoring peace. Last year in November, in addition to Martelly, 6 other politicians were the target of unlawful sanction of Canada. So then how can peace come in a country when you sanction all these political leaders? How can you be biased? People that the citizen want, people that are advocating for the citizen needs, people that are advocating for their country to be peaceful, for their citizens to remain in their country, you sanction them. You bully them. You lynch them. But the person they don't want, you lead a person in power because this person is advocating for your selfish interests. Now, Canada agenda. On 8 January, Haiti Senate President Joseph Landet was shot and injured by unidentified gunmen in the capital, Port-au-Prince, near the Parliament building. Fortunately, he managed to survive his injury. Now, Lament too has been a critic of Henry regime. So everybody that are criticizing this regime are targeted by the US, are targeted by Canada, are targeted by UK. Then how can these people come to African leaders to tell them about good governance, to tell them about democracy, to tell them about how leadership should be run? Lambert told the media that Congress will convene various stakeholders such as representatives of the judiciary for a final resolution to the political and constitutional turmoil in the wake of Juvenal Moise assassination, apart from calling on Heron to resign. Lambert also said that a new transition government must be established until the election. Now, these are the things Canada, the US, and the UK does not want, because with that new transitional government, they have to go again to negotiate, and the possibility of that negotiation will be either they won't be in favor of the three so-called entities, the US, Canada, and the UK. So before it reaches to that, they want to make sure no election and no interim government or no transitional government to come in. This particular man who is already in their favor should stay in. That is why they say they are doing everything possible. They are doing everything possible right here. Canada and the US are trying every method to ensure that Henry remain the troubled nation leader. They are doing everything possible. They are doing everything possible that there should be no election. Let's read here. This is where Henry comes, the puppet leader, trying to maintain the domain of the US and Canada in exchange for financial assistance and other benefits. And now this is not just to Henry. This go to most African leaders. This go to most African leaders. They forget to know that the resources they want is what these so-called Western leaders want. So they come and then they focus on the money. They focus on financial assistance. They focus on the crumbs. They focus on the incentive, which is the catch. Forgetting to know that the resources is what they are chasing. Unfortunately, any political leader who try to challenge the authoritative leadership of Henry become a new target of West inferior autocracy, become a new target of the United States, become a new target of Canada, and become a new target of Europe or UK. So let's take this out and see here. Let's read another article, what they are doing, and then we will get to the reason why they are doing all of these things. All right? So let's see here. Let's take this out. We will get to the reason why they are doing all of these things. Because that's the question we're asking. Why is the US, why Canada, why UK are doing these things? Why are they behind these things? There's a reason why they are doing all of these things. So let's see the next article. And then after the next article, we're going to see why they are doing these things. Let's see the next article here. So the next article says Haiti now has no elected official as political crisis deepening. Now remember the first article, it says that the US, Canada, they are doing everything possible. They are doing everything. They are trying all method possible that there should be no election. Let's say that Henry should stay in power. And this is what they are doing. So these are some of the things that we come to look at here. They are doing everything possible that there should be no election. There should be situation in the country that they can go in. Now, it says on Tuesday, the political situation in Haiti reached an unusual and problematic phase when the country's last 10 remaining senators left office. Imagine that. Nobody. When the country last 10 remaining senators left office as their term expired. So from the previous article, Canada, the US, they did everything possible, right? That there should be no election. Because they knew these people term were coming to an end. And they knew these people are torn in their flesh. These people do not support their selfish and inhumane interest in Haiti. So they make sure to run the agenda until these people's terms are over. But again, if I were these people, I won't leave office. If Henry cannot leave office, I will not leave office. If there is no election, I will not leave office. We will stay there and continue to push the agenda of the Haitian people, the agenda of our country. But by you leaving power, you give them the platform to do what they want to do, because they're going to rely on this and say, but Haiti have no government official, Haiti has nobody, so UN have to go in. So America had to send people to go and stabilize the country and put people in power. So you see what is going on here. You see the tactics behind what is going on here. With no vote having been heard to replace them or to fill the country other elected position, Haiti non-officially has no elected official in the entire country. This development adds to a political crisis that has been going on in the country for years. If for sure the United States wanted peace in Haiti, or Canada wanted peace in Haiti, or the UK wanted peace in Haiti, why should they sanction these government officials who are fighting tirelessly for the country interests? Why should they put sanction on them? If they wanted peace, if they are actually out for peace, if they are actually out to love the people of Haiti, why shouldn't they support election? Why shouldn't they speed up the election process and say, you know what, let us support the election process of Haiti and let the Haitian people voice speak for who they want in power? But no, they don't want that. And this is not just about Haiti. This goes even to the so-called African continent, to the so-called African leaders on the so-called African continent, in the so-called African nations. Political violence and deepening political crisis. Since gaining its independence from France in 1804, in the culmination of masses' revolt against slavery and imperialism, Haiti has spent centuries being subjugated to political interference from abroad, from abroad and instability at home. From abroad, it means America, UK, and Canada, as we are seeing, and the so-called France. The latest crisis in the country began in July 2001, or that's the 2021 years, with the assassination of Haitian President Jovenel Moïse by a team of missionaries in a plot that still has not been completely uncovered by authorities. Since then, the country has been led by interim Prime Minister Claude Joseph and then by the Prime Minister Henry, both of whom has been appointed at different times by the DC president. Now, let's read 3 here and then we go to the reason why the United States, Canada, UK, and they are doing these things. 3 says, crisis of economic and public safety. The political decline in Haiti has contributed to an excessive growing economic and public safety crisis in the country. A major earthquake hit Haiti after Moïse assassination, creating physical devastation and worsening economic crisis in the country. In a political vacuum and devastated infrastructure, various gangs have emerged to violently access their control in various locations, particularly within the capital, Port-au-Prince. The economic crisis in the country has led to public health crisis, including a wave of acute malnutrition among children, as well as large outflow of refugees to other Caribbean nations and the United States. In the midst, now this is where I want us to look at as well. In the midst of these circumstances, pressure have increased for foreign power. Pressures have increased for foreign power. So this is the question. Why should pressure increase for foreign power in another country? Why should America increase her power dynamic in another country that is not even her country? Can foreign power increase in America? Can foreign power increase in UK? Can foreign power increase in Canada? So these are the questions. If they are increasing their political influence or policy in another country that is not there, can another country foreign policy increase in their country? Now, in the midst of these circumstances, pressures have increased for foreign power, including the United States and the United Nations, to conduct a large-scale military intervention in the country as they have in past. Now, this is what exactly they want. Because of these things happen in the country where government officials are leaving, how they call it, offices, because their terms or their tenure are over, where government officials are being sanctioned, violently sanctioned, and nothing is running, the country is not functioning, then they will use that means. Hold on, folks. Hold on, folks. Let me see where I was. Okay. So, we are back. We are back. All right. So, this is what exactly they want. Once these government officials leave power and nothing is running in the country, right? No direction, then the United States will go in with their so-called United Nations, with their so-called military. Okay? And then henceforth their interests have been forfeited. That is what they say. Canada, the US, they are using every method, everything that they can do to make sure the will of the people do not prevail, but to make sure rather their will prevail in Haiti. Now, why they want for their will to prevail in Haiti, folks, we're going to get to it. Now, to conduct a large-scale military intervention. And first of all, this is not the first time for the United States having a large-scale military intervention in Haiti. They were there. It never solved the problem. UN were there. It never solved the problem. A large-scale military intervention in a country as they have in the past. Many Haitians, however, want foreign forces to stay out of the country, to stay out of the Haitian people affair. Nothing that the country has faced a long history of foreign intervention that have exploited the country and failed to establish long-term stability or prosperity in the country. They have never, the United States have failed in our country. The United Nations have failed in our country. The United States military have failed in our country. They have never been able to establish peace or stability in our country. They have never been able to establish governance, good governance that will rule in the interest of the people. All they have done is or was to establish governmental system for their selfish interests, and which have continuously caused the situation that Haiti is facing currently. So where are the so-called American human rights, the so-called Canadian human rights, the so-called European human rights? Why can't they speak up for the Haitian people? This is what the Haitian people are saying. They don't want American intervention. Why they can't go sanction America and tell them, look, Haitian people say they don't need your intervention. Why can't they go sanction Canada and say, Haitian people say they don't need your so-called intervention? Why can they go sanction you can say Haitian people say they don't need a so-called intervention? For the moment, the challenges facing the country do not appear to have a simple fix. And the lack of elected leadership will not make it easier to come up with a political solution the country latest crisis. So if there are no Haitian on the board, if there are no Haitian authority on the board that will serve the interests of the Haitian people, how will the people how will the country's situation be solved? It will just be America, UK, Canada solving their situation in the country. Who taught black people that only American people can solve African people problem? Who told American or African people that only the UK people can solve African people problem? Who told African people that only Canadian or only white people can solve African people problem? Who told you that the oppressor can solve a problem? Who told you the enslaver can solve a problem? Who told you only the colonizer can solve a problem? Who told African people these things? What makes African people so naive and dumb and stupid? That if Europeans don't come into our situation, it will never be solved. You know why? Because we hate each other. Because we don't like each other. Because we don't like where we come from. Because we love to be dictated to. Because we love to be servant to the white man, to the European. Now, let's see the reason why the UK, Canada, and the US don't want to leave Haiti. Let's see. Let's see the reason behind it. Now, reason number one from the article, and then other reason will follow from the next article. Now, Haiti has trillions of dollars worth of natural gas, but the West, the United States, how they call it, the UK, Canada, does not want to allow it to prosper. They do not want to allow Haiti to prosper. Haiti has trillions of dollars worth of natural gas, but UK, US, Canada, France, none of those nations want Haiti to prosper. Because if Haiti prosper, that means UK will not prosper. If Haiti prosper, that means France will not prosper. If Haiti prosper, that means Canada will not prosper. If Haiti prosper, that means United States will not prosper. That's what it means. So that is why they have to make sure chaos in the country. And folks, as chaos is in the country, the UK, the United States, Canada, they are there exploiting the people's resources. They are there exploiting the resources of Haiti and building the economy, making the economy to grow boom. And then there are people think that their government are ruling well because United States citizens will think that Joe Biden is leading well because their economy boom, because food are cheaper, because gas is cheaper, because anything they want, they get it. Current 24 hours, they have current. So they would think that their leaders are ruling well. They would think that they have everything, they have the best of life. But no, just because you have the best of life, that doesn't mean your leaders are not corrupt. Your leaders are corrupting other nations for you to have the best of life. Other people in their country are suffering and they are dying for you to have the best of life. You have blood on your hands for you to have the best of life. When you're looking at our Haitian people not to come in America here, it's because your leaders are the cause in Haiti. If not Haiti, the Haitian people have nothing to do with America. If not the Haitian people, they don't want to come to America. If America can just leave Haiti alone and let Haiti do what Haiti want to do. And let's see if you American citizens will not be running to Haiti to go live for greener pasture or to go live for good lives. If only America can leave Haiti, if only Canada can leave Haiti, if only UK can leave Haiti, if only France can leave Haiti, the Haitian people will have no means of coming to Europe, no means. In fact, they won't even want to. If they are coming, maybe to just travel to come see how other part of the world look like. But they have no reason coming here. They have no reason risking their life coming here, or going to UK, or crossing borders, or dying in the Mediterranean Sea, or dying in river, or dying by trying to cross over how they call it, war, that you put electric fan on it and it's jacking it. They have no reason. They have no reason. You treating it like slavery. You lynching it over horses. You over your horses and you lynching these people and you beating them. They have no reason coming here. But it's because of what your government, your leaders are doing to them. So if you love yourself, ask your government to leave the Haitian people alone. Tell your government, if they want the Haitian people traders of resources or gas, of natural resources, they should work with the Haitian people. Then to create gain and proxy war and chaos in the people country. And then they loot the people gas and resources, they bring it to their country. And then you think you have everything to your disposal. You have nothing to your disposal. What you're enjoying is the life of other people who are suffering and dying. So if you wake up tomorrow and you see current in your house and current can go off, you see gas floating in your house, anytime you want, you turn the stove off, you don't have gas. It is the demise and suffering of other people by your government for you to live that life in America here, for you to live that life in Canada, for you to live that life in UK, in France, or in Europe. So how dare you when the Haitian people are coming to your country and then you put more on and call them suffering. Pull, terror. Your government make them terror. Let's continue here. The month of October was quite stormy for the people of Haiti, as thousands of people in the crisis-torn nation took to the street of the capital, put AU prints against the government decision to seek foreign military assistance to quiet gang-related violence. Then how can Canada is not sanctioning the prime minister there, but sanctioning government officials who are fighting for their country? Look, folks, your enemies is not something like how they try to frame it. It's not anything in a movie where they say, I know Bigfoot. Your enemy is not Bigfoot in a movie. Your enemies is not something from the forest. It's not any kind of demon or devil. Your enemies is the men who hate you, who does not want to see you rise up. It's the men who are doing these things to you. These people are the enemy of Haiti and the enemy of black nations, the enemy of African nations, the enemy of the African continent. Black people enemies not in the bush or any kind of thing from the forest. Our enemies are the colonial master. Our enemies are the people who enslave us. Our enemies are the people who continually oppress us. Our enemies are the people that directly or indirectly assassinated our good governments, our good leaders, our good democratic leaders. Those are our enemies. Other than that, who are your enemies? Who do you seek or classify as your enemies? The fish in the sea, the whale in the sea, the lion in the bush, the tiger in the zoo. Is that your enemies? The UN and the US intervened to defend Prime Minister Herring. Now, so you see the so-called United Nations that people like to run to, United Nations Summit, United Nations Days. But at the end of the day, the United Nations is not just an organization that came from heaven. I don't know if there's a heaven somewhere. The United Nations is not just anything that came from the sky and fall down. It's not a United Nations is not a neutral entity. Because at the end of the day, the United Nations is run by the same court groups. It's run by the US, along with her allies who seek mutual benefit together. That is the UK, the France, the Canada. They run a UN. UN is not run by spiritual being. The United Nations was never founded by spiritual being. That you think it was founded and run by a spiritual being, then it's going to be neutral. Or it was never founded by a spiritual entity that is going to be neutral. No. Herring is regarded as a pro-Western leader, as he has Western backing. And this is this, folks. Whenever your leader have a pro-Western backing, or your leader is a pro-Western supporter, that leader is not a good leader. Now, I'm not saying you can make partnership, but whenever your partnership with Western leaders is a problem to the livelihood of your people and your country at large, you are not a good leader. And whenever you are being supported by Western leaders, or your leadership is being supported by Western leaders against the needs of your people, what makes you a leader? No, you are not a leader. According to report, UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres expressed for the Haitian government. Look at that. For the Haitian government, the people do not want it. For the Haitian government, and advocated for the swift arrival of a special international force. So you see that. So then, who were the Haitian people go to? Because the Haitian people says they do not want foreign interference. They do not want United Nations, because United Nations have failed them before. So the people are speaking for experience. The people are speaking from what they have experienced, from what they saw. They said they do not want United Nations interference. They do not want US interference. In fact, they do not want any foreign interference. That is, they do not want foreign support. Ammunition, guns, they don't want it. So if only foreigner can take that their support out, the Haitian people will have peace. Because Henry will have no option but to bow down to the needs of the people. He will have no option but to bow down to the demand of the people. If he has no international backing, he will be forced to listen to the people. And that is what the Haitian people want. But so-called United Nations is not listening, but seeing the support, the government, and it support special international force. The ambassador of Haiti to the U.S. also suggested that the U.S. and Canada take the initiative in constructing a force to combat Haitian gang. That is to tell you that ambassador is another puppet. He's in the U.S. So what do you expect? What do you expect? Let's take this out. Let me see here. So the people in Haiti who are advocating, the government officials in Haiti who are advocating for the people, Canada, the United States, the UK, make them political prisoner in their own country. He made them, or they have made them political prisoners in their own country. In your own country, you become a political prisoner by outsider, by aliens. In your own country, you become a political prisoner by an outside alien. Oh yes, America is an alien to Haiti. UK is alien in Haiti. Canada is alien in Haiti. So how can an alien come into your country and make you a political prisoner? So let's see what they want in Haiti. Let's see here. Let's see what they want in Haiti. So that's the first part. The United States, Canada, UK, or the so-called European Union or Europe, they want the people gas. Haiti have natural gas that they want. Of course, you know the issue happening in Russia right now with Ukraine. Russia take her natural gas and no longer supporting Europe or even the US. So they need somewhere to get it. So if a nation like Haiti that is not powerful to stand up to America, to stand up to Canada, to stand up to UK, imagine these are powerful nations that gain against this small tiny country. Just because of our resources. America gain against Haiti, UK gain against Haiti, France gain against Haiti, Canada gain against Haiti. Imagine what will Haiti do? And that is the attack on Haiti right now because of our natural gas. But no, the American government will not tell the American citizens that Haiti have a gas that we want. The Prime Minister of UK or Canada, they won't tell their citizens that Haiti have a natural gas that we want. And we don't want it, we don't want to get it by peaceful means. We don't want to buy it. Oh, yes. But they can spend billions of dollars on war in Ukraine, but they can't spend billions of dollars to go get mineral resources or to buy resources from people. But they can spend billions of dollars to go destroy life and property. But they can't spend billions of dollars to buy their resources from other nations to bring it into their country. And then from other nations to also benefit from their resources. But you can pass $1.7 trillion government spending. You can pass $858 billion as defense budget to support war, to destroy people, to kill people. But you can't spend $858 billion to buy the Haitian people natural gas that you want. But you prefer to destroy the people, to destroy the people land. As we speak, with them, they don't even want for that nation Haiti to exist. They want to exterminate the people so that they can be there so that they can own that place, so that they can continue to loot the gas. If there's a way to exterminate the people from that land, they will. They will. Joe Biden just passed $1.7 trillion United States dollar in less than no time. When they met Zelensky, when they met the Ukrainian president, 1.7 trillion United States dollar into budget. For what? War. For what? Destruction. For what? Chaos. For what? Killing. But you can't pass in the budget 1.7 trillion United States dollar to go buy the people gas from Haiti to come and fuel your economy. But you rather take it free and destroy the people. Let's see the next article. Why the United States, Canada, and UK, they are doing this to Haiti. Now, Haiti has the world's second largest iridium deposit. Now, if Haiti have the second largest, then where is the first largest? It's in Africa. If Haiti has the first or the second, where is the first? The first is in Africa. Haiti has one of the largest iridium reserves in the world. The country is second in iridium reserve after South Africa, say economic development specialist Dr. Henry Waxman. He says that his assessment comes from the South African expert following a study carried out in Haiti in 2014. This information and its sources are also known by Haiti Bureau of Mine and Energy. Now, folks, here's the thing. We just talk about the gas, right? We talk about how Russia have now hold her gas from supplying Europe, even Canada, right? And even the US, right? Now, here is another thing apart from natural gas. Here is another thing that Haiti also have, that you can only find it in two places. You can only find it in Africa and in Haiti. And this mineral resource is used to fix a lot of things, a lot of chemicals, a lot of weapons. Let's see here. Haiti uranium reserve are located in a southeast department beside the village of Bello, where iridium was discovered in nearly 1990 by Alice Cade Hedenbrand, a graduate student at the University of Arizona. He argued that the noble metal also exists in the town of Bennett. So it's not just even in one place. It's also in Bennett. It's also in Bello. So these are two places the resources is located, right? So let's see here. So how expensive is this mineral resources, or is this mineral resource that the UK or the colonizer or the oppressor want? How expensive it is? They say it is 3 times more expensive than gold, this particular resources or this particular mineral. It is 3 times more expensive than gold. Iridium is very profitable metal, especially during the year 2021. During 2020, the average price per ounce, 12.5 grams of the metal was 2,550 US dollar. But for the month of March 2021, its value has reached 6,000 United States dollar per ounce, nearly 3 times the price of gold for the same month. Now, all these prices according here, the Haitian people did not benefit from it. I can tell you, the Haitian people don't even know about these things. All these things, the figures according here, these figures did not go to the Haitian people. These are figures that came to the so-called American business people, the so-called Canadian business people, the so-called European business people. If I can tell you, the Haitian business people did not even see this. Let's continue here. Experts associate this price increase with the dependence of its supply on a single extraction zone, South Africa, and with disruption related to technical problem within. Okay, let's leave that. They're used in several industries. So where this mineral resource is used, right? Uranium is one of the rarest, how to call it, metal on earth. It was first discovered in 1803. That is even before independence. In 1803, by Smith's tenant. At that time, I know it could be white man. This metal is known for its strong corrosion resistance, high melting point, and hardness. These characteristics make it particularly suitable for certain industrial applications. One of the world's largest refinery of platinum group metal, Haiti, precious metal, says uranium is also used in the manufacture of 5G smartphone and high-end product, requiring the use of organic light emitting diode. Report by BBC Africa. Iridium is also effective in ensuring the disinfection of water carried by ship in their blast tank, according to BFM business, but also in the field of energy, in particular for the manufacturing of hydrogen fuel cell. So see all these things. The Haitian people are not even benefiting from it. They have never benefited from it, but the colonizer. Okay? The colonizer who have benefited from it and are still benefiting from it. So you see here, all right? So this mineral, in other articles that I read as well, this mineral that we are talking about here, right, is also used for what? Aircraft. Okay, this particular mineral we're talking about here is used for aircraft, is used to manufacture weapons. Okay, it's used to manufacture weapons. All right. So with all these things going around the world, that is why the U.S., because they need these mineral resources in order to enhance their military. Okay? In order to enhance their military. So these are the things that they want in Haiti. It's not because Haiti fought for independence, then Haiti get independent and think it's finished. No. These are the things they want in Haiti. These are the things that they need in Haiti. How can a country on earth right, have all these resources and they become the poorest country in the northern, or how they call it, southern hemisphere, Haiti. But it's one of the richest country, if not the richest, but one of the richest country in the southern hemisphere, but the poorest. Why is Haiti neglected? America, what do you want from Haiti? Canada, what do you want from Haiti? UK, France, what do you want from Haiti? Hypocritical, how they call it, critical nation. You people are hypocrite to Haiti. You preach peace, but there's no peace in your mouth. You preach about human rights, no human right in your attitude and behavior. Are the Haitian people not human beings? If you are preaching about human rights, are they not human beings? Are they not human beings for you to listen to them, what they want in their country and how they want for their country to be ruled? Are they not human beings? You preach about peace. Are they not human beings that need peace? You preach about democracy. Are they not human beings that need democracy? Leave the people alone. Because you are being exposed every day. You preach about peace. It's not about peace in Haiti. You preach about democracy. It's not about democracy in Haiti. Because the Haitian people want democracy. So are you telling us you want democracy more badly than the Haitian people? How can that be? How can you want democracy? How can America want democracy so badly than the Haitian people? How can America want human rights so badly in Haiti than the Haitian people? How can America want a good governance system so badly in Haiti than the Haitian people? Does that make sense? Make us to understand. Make what doesn't make sense, make it to make sense for us to understand. Oh yes, make what doesn't make sense. Make it to make sense for us to understand. America or UK or Canada. Do you really want peace more than the Haitian people? Do you badly want peace more than the Haitian people? Do you badly want democracy in Haiti more than the Haitian people? Do you badly want freedom in Haiti more than the Haitian people? Make it make sense to us now. You in a people country, looting our resources, creating problems for them, war, chaos. Create the problem and capitalize on the problem to go in and exploit the people with your aim. Then you sit down, then you blame the people. Then when you're ready, the problem of Haiti can only be solved by Haitian. If the problem of Haiti can only be solved by Haitian, why are you censuring the people that are fighting to solve the problem? Does that make it make sense to us? If you say the problem of Haiti can only be solved by the Haitian people, why are you putting sanctions on the people who are fighting tirelessly to solve the problem? Make it make sense to us. If the problem of Haiti can only be solved by the Haitian people, why are you not listening to the Haitian people when they say they do not want United Nations intervention? They do not want foreign military intervention. When they are saying, leave their problem alone. Do not interfere into their problem. Do not support the leader with gun. They don't need your gun in the country. Make it make sense to us now. Because you want democracy so badly for the Haitian people. Make it make sense. When they are saying they do not need a leader, a dictator like Henry, but you are just supporting this Henry. Make it make sense to us that you want peace in this country. How can you support a dictator that the people do not want? And they tell you to stop supporting this dictator. Make it make sense to us. Because what you are saying, it doesn't make sense. What you are doing, it doesn't make sense. Your attitude does not make sense at all. Your behavior does not make sense at all. Your language does not make sense at all. So make it make sense to us. Your friendship to Haiti does not make sense. Make it make sense to us. Your diplomatic relationship to Haiti does not make sense. Make it make sense to us. America or Canada or UK. Because you are being exposed. It doesn't make sense. Leave Haiti alone. Stop sabotaging the Haitian freedom. They are human beings just like you are human being. They are a nation just like Canada, just like America, just like UK. They breathe the air you breathe through. They poop, you poop. They pee, you pee. They eat, you eat. Leave them alone. In fact, they have more IQ than you. They have more leadership capability than you, America, than you, UK, than you, Canada. If only you lead them to take full determination of their country, they won't be experiencing racism. They won't be experiencing chaos or starvation in their country. Like how you have racism in your country, they won't be experiencing discrimination in your country. Like how you have discrimination in your country. So tell me now, are you a leader? You have no leadership capability than any Haitian people. You have no leadership capability than any African. But sorry to say it, we got some stupid and dumb African people who just want to be slaves. Leave the Haitian people alone. Start sabotaging their freedom, their peace. God gave them that land. And God gave them those resources. God gave you your land. God gave you what belongs to you. Stay in your lane. Let them stay in their lane. If only you allow them to be who they are, they don't even want to come to America. If only you allow them. Who told you they want to come here? If only you allow them. Who told you? Just allow them, let them do what they want to do. And then you get your so-called journalists and let them go interview them. If they want to come to America, you will hear them say, hey, no, I am satisfied here. I am peaceful in my country here. I got everything that I need. Why do I want to go to America? Take that to test. Just leave them alone. Let them do what they want to do. You will never call any Haitian refugee. You will not be touching them here and there, calling their names. Just leave them alone. Let them do what they want to do. You won't see them crossing, coming to UK, going to Canada, going to US. They won't need it. It won't be necessary for them. Let's get to the next article. Let's see here. Before we get to the next article about Africa, let me show you something here. Let me show you a video, and then we can get to Africa. Let's see this. All right. Let me show you a quick video here, then we can get to Africa.
Is the site of the first and only successful slave revolution in history. Haitians won their independence from France in 1804 and immediately abolished slavery, becoming the first place in the world to do so. It was also the first state to outlaw racism in its constitution. Haiti was a beacon of light for the world. and it was punished for it. It was punished over and over again by France, by the US, through a series of coups, invasions, occupations, assassinations, through relentless meddling and crushing debt. They were determined that this beacon of freedom would be extinguished because it presented a bold challenge to the dread logic of capital and empire. But the Haitian people kept fighting through. Theirs is a light that never goes out. And so it's still being punished. The meddling goes on. If Haiti is a mess, and it is, then Europe and the US are to blame. If we want to support the Haitian people, and we should, we'll stand up to the US, the world's bully, tell them to get out of Haiti and get out of it ourselves. Haiti is the site of the first and only successful slave revolution in history. Haitians won their independence from France in 1804 and immediately abolished slavery, becoming the first place in the world to do so. It was also the first state to outlaw racism in its constitution. Haiti was a beacon of light for the world, and it was punished for it. It was punished over and over again by France, by the US, through a series of coups, invasions, occupations, assassinations, through relentless meddling and crushing debt. They were determined that this beacon of freedom would be extinguished because it presented a bold challenge to the dread logic of capital and empire. But the Haitian people kept fighting through. Theirs is a light that never goes out. And so it's still being punished. The meddling goes on. If Haiti is a mess, and it is, then Europe and the US are to blame. If we want to support the Haitian people, and we should, we'll stand up to the US, the world's bully, tell them to get out of Haiti and get out of it ourselves. Haiti.
So that is just a short video to the US, to Canada, to UK, and the so-called European nations who blood, the Haitian blood, suffering are on their hand. Leave Haiti alone, you hypocrite. Let's get to the next topic. The next topic here we're going to look at is Africa. Why Africa remain a wicked continent, weak continent, a conquer continent. Why? Now, I'm going to use one nation in this analysis. And that one nation, what I'm going to say, it goes to all nations, because that's how all nations operate on the African continent. And now, this is not again on the African continent alone. All African nations, home and abroad, that's how all of them operate. And that is why make African nation a weak nation. African nation, weak nation. African nation, conquer nation. So Togo going to be the scapegoat in the analysis. Togo going to be the scapegoat in this analysis. Togo is ruled by another dictator, supported by America, by Canada, by UK, Farouk. A family that has ruled over 50 years. But America say this country is one of the most democratic nations in the world. A family that has ruled for over 50 years, the UK say this country is one of the most peaceful and democratic nations in the world. Canada say this country is one of the most peaceful and democratic nations in the world. Yes, that's what America say. America say Togo is one of the most peaceful and democratic nations in the world. I don't know how they define democracy. So the meaning of democracy in the Western perspective or terms, or in the imperialist terms, that is not the definition of African people or the masses of African. So Togo in this video or in this podcast today going to be the scapegoat for all the other African nations. And that's how all of them operate, these so-called African nations. whether home or abroad. So when you go to the African nations, all you see is pop holes. And all these pop holes, the people within that nation do not benefit from the result of these pop holes in the country, on the continent at large, Africa. But the people become victims of these pop holes. Because when there is earthquake, it affects the people. When there is flood, it affects the people. When there is natural disaster, it affects the people as a result of these pop holes, as a result of these mines. But the people benefit not. Why African nations are the weakest nation in the world? Why African nations are the conqueror nation in the world? They are being conquered. Why? Don't we have leaders? Don't we have authority? Why? What is going on? Let's get into it. Now, it says here are the top 10 products that Togo exported in quarter 3, 2022 value. Quarter 3, 2022 value. Now, as we are talking about leadership, we are also going to look at money, capital. Why African nations remain the conquer or the weakest nations in the world. Let's see here. Now, it said in quarter 3 of 2022, Togo exports generated CFA. Now, I'm going to explain that. Togo export generated CFA, now French currency, okay? CFA 140.8 billion. Togo export generated, not coming in, but leaving the country. There's mineral resources, right? There's mineral resources. I don't know what a dock here, but it could be gold, it could be diamond, it could be uranium, it could be oil, it could be lithium. You think about it, okay? What left for the people is pop holes. But what it dock from here and the export, it is sending out of Togo. It generated 140.8 billion for the country. Now, this 140.8 billion, they say was CFA, is a French currency. So do you see how African nations or the African continent still empower their colonial master or their colonial nation? This currency is not African people currency. It's the colonial master currency. So our mineral resources is not backed, or our currency, the African currency, is not backed by African resources. The European currency is not backed by European resources because they don't have none. The European currency are being backed by the African resources. How stupid is that? United States currency is not backed by the United States resources because she does not have it. But the United States currency is being backed by African resources. How stupid and dumb is that? This is how Africa remains the weakest nation, continent in the world. This is how African nations remain the weakest and conquer nation or continent in the world. How stupid can that be? Next man currency value is backed by your resources. but your country, how they call it, currency is not backed by your resources. How stupid can that be? What is wrong with African leaders? How can the French currency be valued in the world based on your resources, but your currency is never valued in the world because you do not trade with your currency? You do not trade with your currency. So that is why the African currency, for example, in Liberia, you have $158 in the Liberian currency, which is equivalent to $1. I'm using Liberia, but that goes to all the African nations. Whether on the African continent or out of the African continent. Folks, your country can also become powerful if you use your resources to back up your currency. Why you think going on in Russia right now? Why you think Russia is not feeding the sanction? But rather, nations that have put sanction on Russia are the ones feeding the sanction. That is why think prices are high in your country. That is why think prices are high in America here. That is why think prices are high in UK. That is why think prices are high in France. Because the sanction they put on Russia is not going to affect Joe Biden, but it's going to affect the so-called working class. Because people bring their businesses, they increase the price, they jack the price. It affects us. So that's how the sanction affect the United States. When they put sanction on Russia, they thought it was going to affect Russia, even though it may affect Russia to some extent, but it affects them also. Those that put a sanction on Russia. Russia said, okay, then I will sell my oil in my currency. When the whole Russia and Ukraine issue started, when they put sanction on Russia, the Russian currency went up high. Because nations around the world, even in Europe, they have European nations who said, no, we are not going to die with their weather. They start buying the Russian oil in Russian currency. China buying the Russian oil in Russian currency. India buying it in Russian currency. The Russian currency went up high because it was backed by her resources, by her oil, by her gas, let's say. Africa. Why? The solution is there. But what is wrong with our leaders? I will come to the citizen, don't worry. The solutions are there, but what is wrong with our leaders? You said that these people killed Gaddafi. Because the moment that plan was going to go into effect, the American currency was going to drop. Because, for example, nations in Africa that believe in the United States dollar, they trade in the United States dollar with their resources. When they exporting their resources, they sell in United States dollar. It get the value of the United States currency. They trade in the CFA. It get the value of the CFA. So our resources make the United States dollar valuable. Our resources make the CFA valuable over our own damn currency. Stupidity to the highest level. I'm sorry, this is a revolutionary repatriation educational lecture series. We don't care, and we are unapologetic of what we say. When it comes to pointing finger of our leader, we don't care. We will point it at them. Just how we point it at the oppressor. Because that is stupidity at the highest level. Sometimes you have to beat the black man by the back, just like torture. You have to put fire on their back before they wake up. It is stupidity. You sat under Gaddafi had this brilliant idea. These so-called damn people came and killed Gaddafi, and you sat down and close your mouth. Why can't you sanction America? Why can't you sanction? You may not sanction America, but you can hold by your resources. That is sanction alone. But you guys work individually. That is what makes Africa a weak continent. That is what makes Africa a conqueror continent by the West. Because we work individually. Some leaders got a vision, actually. Some leader got the vision. But you want to remain in these small, little, tiny countries. Countries that was produced by the same colonizer to conquer us. Countries, names, demarcation that was given by this colonizer to conquer us, to make us less powerful, to make us hate each other, to make us think that we are not the same place, we are not in the same nation, but we are on the same African continent. If he asks me, if I travel, he asks me, I'm African. If I ask the next man, he's African. He asks the next woman, he's African. Then what make me different from you, or what make you different from me? Those colonial bowlers that they created, are we still slaves? Are we still colonized? Of course we are. If we cannot do away with those bowlers, we are still colonized and we are still slaves. Now you may say, how can we be slaves? No, we were slaves. When the people colonized us, the only difference is we were in Africa. But we were slaves and we are still slaves. Were we not mining the resources? Or you think slave just mean how they took our brothers and sisters from the African continent and brought them to America and then put them on a plantation and then put them on a sugarcane farm? You think that the only meaning of slave? The people colonized us and then they enslaved us on our own African continent because we never have our own voice. We have never have our own will. We were laboring for them. We were on a mine for them. A slave. We were colonized. At the same time, we were enslaved on our own continent. Yes. So when we're talking about slave, it was not just our brothers and sisters that they brought here and they're on a plantation. We were also on a plantation. The only difference is we were not on a sugarcane farm. But in Mali, there was also plantation in Mali. There was cotton farm, tobacco farm, which of course is still there today. That's slave. They had tobacco farm in Mali for the colonizer. So we were both enslaved on the African continent. At the same time, we were colonized on the African continent. We were enslaved on the plantation as well, the tobacco in Africa, in the mine. And the colonization part is they seize everything from you. That's why the colonization aspect comes. They seize everything from you while you own nothing in your own land. Then the enslaved men come about now. They put you on the plantation, on the labor, on the mine. You go and labor. Just how people are laboring here in America and in UK. That's how we were laboring on the African continent. So it were two things, two different ways. They took everything from us. They colonized us there. We have no right. And they enslaved us to do their job. So don't think it was only African people that were enslaved here. They enslaved on the African continent too. That is why studying like this is very good. And then we know who the enemies are. Why Africa? Why you remain a weaker nation? Why you remain a weaker continent? Why Africa? Why leaders? Why Africa? Why leaders? Why we remain conquer? Why we remain weak? Let's continue. Let's continue here. This is 4.3%. So they said Togo export generated CFA 140.8 billion for the country. This is 4.3% lower than during the same quarter the previous years and 12.4% lower than in quarter 2, 2022. The figure were disclosed by Togo Institute of Statistics. First of all, these stupid so-called leaders, they feel so pleased to come out with report like this that does not even back African currency, but it back the French currency. Stupidity to the higher level. Let's continue here. There's a revolutionary repatriation educational lecture series. You don't like it? Back off. Don't listen. Don't come here. This place is not for you. If you want to be a colonizer, your mind be colonized, then go to the colonizer institution. Go to the colonizer platform and go and sit down and listen to them. But here, if you come here, we take all stupidity from your brain. Let's continue here. Phosphate. Natural calcium, phosphate, natural calcium phosphate, natural, how they call it, aluminum, calcium phosphate, and phosphate shock made up 16.9% of the export over the quarter on a review with a value of CFA 23.67 billion. We keep on giving power to the colonizer. Then at the end, we blame ourselves again. We keep on giving power to the colonizer. Then at the end, we blame ourselves. We are the problem as well. The reason why Africa is weak, we are the problem in many instances, in many cases, because our mind are still colonized. Stupidity to the higher level. We are booming these people economy. We don't have currency. We don't have no value, nothing. All of our exports are in foreign currency, in foreign dollar, not African dollars. Stupidity to the higher level. Where are we going? Let's continue. They were followed by plastic made product, bag, sack, punches, and plastic cone. The plastic cone, like the chair cone people sit on, right? Representing 10.5% of the total export. Now, the reason why, again, Africa remain weak and conquer, not just the currency, but all these resources. We take everything and send them out. We develop our country. And then we sit down, we say Africa is poor. Then we go by the narrative of the colonizer, the media of the colonizer. Everything that make the outside world develop and prosper, how they call it, prosper, it need to make us to look prosperous too. But we say everything outside. Then we left with nothing. Our people suffer, they die. Then how can African leaders blame Africans, ordinary citizens who die on the Mediterranean Sea? How can they blame us dying on the Mediterranean Sea just because we want to travel to seek greener pasture? Because they fail to provide or to create a conducive environment for the African masses. What do you want for the African masses to do? Sit down and look at you exploiting them. Sit down and look at you destroying their life. Sit down and look at you where you're not providing good environment for them. Sit down and look at you. But watch you and your children travel to abroad when you're sick, when you're ill. They fly you people. They put you people on a plane and can't get the best treatment. Who told you you can build a best treatment plan in your country? Who told you only America or Europe you can travel to come for treatment? Africa, why it remain weak and defeated? We export everything to the colonizer. We don't do interconnected trade. We don't do it. That is why no food on the African continent. It's not like there is no food. It's not like African people are just hungry and starving, but we don't do interconnected trade. Ghana is one of the leading producers of plantain, for example, banana, for example. But then if Ghana is one of the leading producers of banana or plantain in the world, why people in Mauritania suffering for starvation? Why people in other part of Africa starving for starvation? Uganda is one of the leading producers of plantain over Ghana, of banana over Ghana. But our nation in Africa starving. And most of the banana or plantain we eat in America here come from Ghana, come from Uganda. But I thought African people should be fed first. Before even America, before the outside world. Then we sit down, we say, then the same European nation will come and say, African people are starving, they are dying. And they take pictures and put on social media and make us look ugly. But at the end of the day, we take our food product and send it to them. Stupidity to the higher level. Why? The mind is colonized. Because we follow the value of these people's currency. If we were backing our resources with our currency, it won't be like that. You'll be exporting your food product to other African nations because your resources would have been, your currency would have been backed by your resources. But what you produce, but what you consume, it will be backed by it. These are common knowledge. Look at it, folks. Look at it, leaders. Look at it, African. Do something. You don't have to sit down in a white man classroom to understand economic. We were great economists before the white man came. We never sat in classroom. All we did was we sat with our parents. We sat with our kings, men and women. We sat with our leaders, with our elderly folks. And they told what needed to be done or what needed to be done. Who came and changed it? Who came and lied to us? Why Africa remained a conqueror and weak continent? Let's continue. In a third position were petroleum. In a third position were petroleum. Now, these are all resources, like I said, are used in Togo, but it goes across the African continent. All of our resources, we use foreign money to back it up. We make foreign currency more valuable than ours. Let's continue. Petroleum. In a third position were petroleum or bauxite, mineral oil, exchange, like let's say crude oil, right? Now, generating CF8, 11.7 billion. Now, imagine this is just Togo alone. This is just Togo. This is not even the so-called 14 Francophone nation. This is just Togo alone. So imagine every figure here is in billion dollar. Imagine how we are promoting France. Imagine how we are promoting the CFA. Imagine how we are making France the superpower. Imagine how we are making France to have a voice on the United Nations. Because money runs the United Nations. And then we're fighting to become part of the United Nations. We don't even have currency. What are we going to back our voice by? What are we going to back our resources by? You think just going and having a permanent seat in the United Nations, that's all to it? African leader, wake up! Wake up! Have some senses in your head. This is just one African nation. See how France is being promoted just through her currency. Not even the $500 billion annually France take from African nations. Not even that, but just in trade. Generating CF8, 11.7 billion. This made up to 7.9% of the country export. Let's go ahead. Cement building, right? Cement and beauty product, excluding drugs, come forth. They generated CFA 8.6 billion and represented 6.1% of all exports. Clinker or non-pervious cement account for 5.9% of Togo exports in Q3 of 2022 with a value of CFA 8.35 billion in its Dow's fifth. So, I mean, folks, these are it here. I don't even know if I should continue, but these are the things, folks, that make Africa weak. We have to promote other nations. We have to empower other nations. As other nations look down on us, and then we empower them. Let's say cotton and soya beans, both cash crops, rank 6 and 7, respectively, earning the country CFA 8.2 billion foreign currency. Cotton not guarded or combined, excluding latent, the CFA 5.9 billion. These represent 5.8% and 4.2% of the total export for cotton and soya beans, respectively, or in foreign currency. But we were sitting in Africa, we said we have currency. And the stupidity, the sad part about it, and then we, the same African, will be blaming each other that our country currency are not valued. Oh God. Again, I don't blame sometimes people that make statements like that. They don't know. If only they can follow WCC and any other channel like WCC, they will get to understand. The top 10 is rounded off by white, like the weave people sell, right? Our women. Wig and hair product. Beer, air bra, like beer product, air bra, our women again. Now, these days, our women, you don't see the natural beauty. They got European beauty on them, right? So I think, God. Anyway, let me leave that. And everything we got to say. Our latches, our women, our latches. Yeah. Lock, right? And similar, how they call it, article made of hair or texture material, which, again, I mean, with CFA 5.7 billion or 4.1%. Refined palm oil and its fraction with CFA 5.3 billion for a share of 3.8%. And finally, petroleum and other residue of petroleum oil with a value of CFA 4.39 billion for 3.1% of Togo export in Q3 of 2022. Overall, these 10 products earn Togo CFA. Listen to this. Overall, in 2022, these export of products in Togo earn CFA 96.3 billion. Are we not promoting the French currency with products that we use, with our resources? Are we not using the African resources to back up the French currency? This is what Gaddafi understood, and this is what Gaddafi wanted to do. But they say so-called Europeans, they say so-called France, UK, and the US went and killed Gaddafi through President Barack Obama, who had blood, African blood on his hand, and they killed Gaddafi. Now you African leaders that sat down there and kept silent. Do you understand the reason why Africa remained a wicked continent in the world, the weakest continent in the world, weakest nations among nations in the world. This 96.3 billion in percentage is 68.4% of its export by value during the quarter concern just in 2022. Let me take this out. Let me take this out. Now, you see why Africa remain poor, remain the dying continent, remain the conquered continent, remain the weakest continent and weakest nations in the world. This is why other nations will keep on looking down on African people. This is why other nationality, this is why other race will keep insulting African people. It is a fact. This is why they will keep insulting us. They will keep looking down on us. Sorry, but no sorry. African leaders, please, we beg you. This is not about individual leaders or individual nations. Please, we beg you. Having all these European meetings will not help Africa. Coming to America, going to Europe, Japan, China, England, recently, I think last week or this week, African leaders were in Dubai. They were in UAE, Saudi Arabia again. Having meeting is not going to help. Please stay on the African continent and have meeting with African leaders on the African continent. If you can't find solution, invite other revolutionary groups, and they will come in your meeting, in your AU meeting, and it will give you solutions. Watch platform like this. Don't turn your blind ear or your blind eye to platform like this. Watch platform like this, and the solutions are there. We are bringing this solution. By coming to Joe Biden, having a meeting with Joe Biden, it's not going to give you solution. There is no solution. Having meeting with the UK Prime Minister is not going to give you solution. It gave them solution though, because before you meet them, they already finished planning what they want to do. It gave them solution how they can get your resources, but it's not going to give you solution. Stop spending money traveling here and there to meet these people when they call you. Stay on the African continent to discuss the African problem. If you want to leave Africa to come outside of Africa, then you can meet African leaders that are outside of the African continent. The African nations outside of the African continent. You can go to South America. You can go to Barbados, and you can still meet the African. You can still meet African leaders there. That's how we need to solve the African problem. The African problem will not be solved by having meeting with the colonizer. Never. Never. By having meeting with the oppressor. Never. There's a reason why they call them oppressor. They was called enslaver. They were called colonizer. Now they are not called enslaver. They are no longer called colonizer. But they are called oppressor. They're the same people, the same behavior. Just because they call different names, they are called oppressor. We should understand that. They are called imperialists. We should understand that. By the time we get to understand why they were called enslaver, why they were called colonizer, and why they are called oppressor, and why they are called imperialist, we will get to understand why having meeting with them is never going to work. They have no solution for us. They only have solution for them. For each time we meet them, is a solution for them and is a problem for us. Let's continue. Let's continue here. Let's look at something different here. Some of the problem why Africa remain a weakest continent, a conquered continent. Let's go to the religious aspect. We're going to touch everything. Let's go to the religious aspect. Let's go to the religious aspect.
Religion, the other weapon that imperialism uses, which is a challenge for Pan-African Renaissance. There's religion. Some of us, with all our radical rhetorics, it's shocking. We are still deeply Christian, deeply Muslim, deeply this, deeply everything but African. You see, the clapping has gone down because there's a lot of intention in the room. And we can't understand as long as you continue to see and to understand God and the Creator through the lenses of another race. You will never know freedom in your life. Never. Religion is a cultural understanding of the spiritual. That's why Indians are Buddhists and these Jews are that and this and that. It's just an expression, an attempt to understand, the supernatural. So when we as Africans continue the denigration, you hear Africans say, oh, that's fetish. Like some people, when they see the cowries, oh, that's fetish. You know what it is? This is where the problem is here. In the head. In the head. And if we don't fix that problem in the head and in the mind, we ain't going nowhere. You see, the Chinese are coming to Africa, right? Or they're already there. They're going to bring their own God, Confucius, whatever it is they practice. And you'll see Africans there, worshiping. There must be a cultural revolution also. If there is no cultural revolution, our political revolution will not succeed. It will be hijacked and defeated. Because while we've done half of it here in the mind, because there's here and then there's here. That's why there's so many of us in church. If you go to Africa, my God, when some of the big churches have their congregation, 10,000 people at one service. Well, I can't even talk about it because when they have their revivals in Nigeria, do you know there's no space for them in the city? They have to give them space outside. 2 million people turn up looking for redemption, looking for the Messiah. But we have to understand that because the state has failed them, society has failed them, only Jesus has not failed them. And the reason why that hasn't happened is that they're most unlikely to meet him. same thing. And I don't, listen, I don't mean to upset any of the Christians here. I come from a Christian home, a background, the serious Catholics. My mom has got a big shrine in our house. All right? So I know what I'm talking about. But in coming into revolutionary consciousness, you begin to ask yourself questions. You begin to free your mind. If we want to get free, because there's some of us who don't want to get free. I must tell you that. There are lots of, no, they want to be a bit more comfortable. They want to have access to the same privileges that white people have. Not understanding that Europeans had to steal our resources and murder our people before accessing those privileges. So, for those Africans who want the same privileges, I always advise them to go and look for a brand new race of people that they can exploit, a brand new territory somewhere that they can exploit in order to have those resources. Because some of us want orange juice without oranges. We want freedom without struggle. That's what some of us want. That's why we wait for the Messiah. Because you see, the Messiah is going to bring it, you see. We'll be folding our arms like this, and the Messiah will bring it right up to us. Say, here you go, good people. You deserve it. But deceiving yourselves. And if we're not careful, in the next 30, 40, and 50 years, our children will come again, whether we assemble in London, in Lagos, in Accra, in wherever, and have the same discussion all over again.
Okay, that is another aspect, right? Now, the leadership Bafini, our leader, right? We're still going back to our leader. But that also comes to our people, the common people. You go on the African continent, even apart from the African continent, even in the diaspora, Black people worship the Muslim religion, more than the people that brought the religion. Black people worship Christianity more than the people that brought the religion. Everything of the people, we take everything. But when it comes to uniting, we don't take it. These people are so united, right? But African people, when it comes to the other way around, that we should unite, we don't unite. Everything bad about the people, we take it. And the good, we leave it. They are, European Christianity, they are united when it comes to their interests. But African Christianity, they are not united. Even if it comes to their interests, they believe in individual. In fact, they will fight one another. In fact, the African Christian, right? The African Christian go against one another by going to the witch doctor. They don't go to the church to pray for their brothers and sisters Christian. But if they have conflict, what they do, they don't go to the church to pray. They go to the strand. They go to the juju. Go and get juju and kill his or her own Christian brother. But they don't go to the juju to kill the man that oppress him or her. They don't do that. The Muslim, the African Muslim, they don't go to the Quran or to the mosque to pray for their brothers and sisters Muslim. But they go to the strand, they go to the juju and get juju to kill their own friend, their own Muslim brothers and sisters. The Christian don't go to the church to pray. They go to the juju and get juju to go against his or her own brother. But we don't do it against the oppressor. We don't unite. With Christianity among the white or the Caucasian or the European, in their mind, Christianity unites them. But among African, it don't unite us. And that go to the Muslim and unite them. But with the African Muslims, it don't unite us. We hate one another. You will see two Christian, African Christians living in the same place, forcing with one another. Two Muslims forcing with one another. But the next day, they will go to the same mosque to go pray. The next day, they will go to the same church to go pray. You will see them. When is the Bible study? Having Bible study. In the Bible study, right? In the Bible study, you will see these two Christian brothers and sisters will be sitting there. And it will be quoting John 3:16, for God so loved the world that he gave it only begotten son, whosoever believe in him shall not perish but have everlasting life. And they will quote all the Bible verses, how they should love one another. They are brothers and sisters. But the moment they leave the church and they come home, everything gone. They be hating one another. The moment they leave the mosque, they come home, they hating one another. The African Christian, the African Muslim, that's what they do. That is why Africa remains the weakest nation or the weakest continent. That is why we remain the only conquer people in the world. They conquer us because of our stupidity. We take other people's identity. What identity have African people brought forth to the world and the Chinese men take it? What culture have African people brought forth to the world and the European take it? Or North American take it, America take it, Canada take it. What? What culture? Now that we don't have it, we have it. But they don't take it. You know why? They don't want to take it. It have a deep meaning. It have deep identity. It have deep value. When they receive it, that means they devalue themselves and they value us. You think that people are stupid? Anytime we bring something as African to the world and they take it, other people take it, non-African take it, and make us value and devalue them. But we African, we don't know it. Anything the Chinese or the European or American or whosoever or they bring to us, or the Westerner bring to us, we take it and make us look inferior. And make them look superior. That is why the European will always say African people have contributed nothing to the world. Because we never accept, we never embrace ourselves. We always embrace what they bring to us and accept what they bring to us. And when we accept it, we overdo it more than them. Stupidity. That is why African, we remain the only conquered race in the world. We are conquered. We are weak. We feel anything African is not good. Even before the Chinese men condemn it. Even before the white men condemn it or the American condemn it. When I say American, you know what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about African in the America. I love for you to say you're American. But the European, before they condemn it, we African, we condemn it. Because we do not see ourselves in it. We do not see that the American will accept it. The Chinese man will accept it. The Indian man will accept it. The British man will accept it. We don't see it. So we condemn everything before it get out there. And the stupid part about it is when it is being accepted by the European, by the Chinese, then that's the time you will see African people accepting it. I can tell you, African music, that is a fact. African music will never be supported by African in the diaspora. By African on the African continent. Even African that left the African continent and came in a so-called developed world, they didn't want to do anything with African music. They didn't want to play it. African themselves, they didn't want to play it. But the moment the Chinese, the European start accepting it, dancing to it, even learning the words and singing it, then before African people start accepting it, stupidity. Somebody else must accept your identity before you accept it. That is why Africa remains a weak and conquer continent and nation. Let's continue. Let's continue here again. Let's see something here. Let's see something here. All right. My charger is dying. So let me pull. I'm going to go out of that a little bit. I got to put it in my charge as we continue here. We're almost finished. We're almost finished. Now, the reason why Africa remains a weak continent, here is a man, he is 90 going to 100. He is still the president for Cameroon. And these are the kind of people America support as democracy. UK or the West support as democratic institution or leader or nation. This Cameroon president, Paul Biya, was here for the U.S. Africa Leadership Summit, that was here in December. This man did not know why he was there, because his brain, part of his brain is not functioning. Part of his brain is paralyzed. He's already paralyzed. He didn't even know what he was out there to do. He didn't even know that he was on a conference. He didn't even know that he was representing a country. He didn't even know that he was representing a continent. And these are the kind of people the imperialists want in power. People that they can just control and make them sign paper and sign book or deal. This man's brain, half of his brain is dead. Watch me. I don't want to talk too much. Watch me. See what is going here. This is a man that representing a continent. This is a man that representing a nation. But he's sitting in a place, in a meeting, his brain is dead. He don't even know what he's there for. He don't even know what he's supposed to read. He don't even know what he has brought forth from Cameroon. What?
US Africa Summit last month, and he had no idea where he was or why he was there. I think he has dementia, and it happens to the best of us. Nobody is making fun of him. He will be 90 next month. He has lived a long life. Nobody is making fun of his health challenges. But those who surround the man clearly don't have the fear of God. I don't think they really care about the man. Otherwise, he would have stepped down a long time ago. The whole world doesn't need to see him being embarrassed. He's embarrassing himself and Cameroon on a world platform. It shouldn't be.
Should I embed that? Sí. C'est qui tous ces gens qui sont là? Pourquoi je peux demander ça? Est-ce qu'il y a des gens importants là?
Les ministres, le président Kagame a parlé, il est parti aujourd'hui.
Sorry, folks. So as you can see over there, right? They are telling him it is his time. He don't even know that it is his time. They are telling him why he's there, why he's at this summit, what the summit is about. They are telling him what is this about. They are telling him what he need to say. Why Africa remain weak. He don't even know what to say. He's asking the people, what is this? And they are telling him what it is about and what he need to say. So tell me, folks, what is this man going to remember? What is he going to say? He's like a baby. What is he still doing in public office?
Monsieur vous a introduit. Il y avait un monsieur de qui vous a introduit.
Je dois parler maintenant.
Vous pouvez rester assis, parler assis. Vous pouvez parler assis, étant assis.
Ici.
Oui.
Pourquoi?
I mean, it's so sad. The man just sat there, he farted, he kept looking at the pamphlet in his hand for minutes. That is supposed to be his speech. Then he farted again in public. He put out his pamphlet. His aide came back to prompt him to speak.
Ici. Pourquoi? C'est moi. Il n'y a personne pour conduire les travaux.
This man has.
So, folks, what he's doing there, right? They went to him, talked to him. It is your time to speak, and this is what you need to talk about. He's taking fortune because his brain is dead. All he did, sat down there, flipping pamphlet like a baby. All right, flipping pamphlet. What in his hand that he need to talk about? Flipping it like a baby. He can't even wake up. And then they came back to him because everyone's sitting there, like waiting for him, but he's still saying that they're flipping pamphlet like this, like this, like this, like this. Why Africa? Why bring shame to us? Why? Why Africa? Shame.
Say wife. Chantel Bia, the woman with the biggest hair, always with the biggest wig. 52-year-old Chantel Bia. What were you looking at? You would think that the bigger the wig, the more brain somebody would have. You would think this woman would have the fear of God. Hey, Berolong. This woman is just using this man. And what happened to his children? We have talked about his children in the past. Is there not one of you that has the fear of God? You see your father like this. You cannot do family meeting until that. This is not right. You keep putting him out like that. What is so hard in the man stepping down? He clearly has no idea that he's president. It is the people around him that need to say enough is enough and ensure that he steps down. Did they not celebrate 40 years in power recently? No wonder he didn't show up to his own party. Is 40 years not enough? How can there not be one family member that would think they need to put an end to this public embarrassment? What is it with us in Africa? This man has no clue that he's the president. Those around him are just taking advantage of that to steal money. Why else would they keep him in power? The same thing is happening in Gabon right now. Remember that their president had stroke and the man has not been well since then. He can barely walk, yet he's not stepping down. In fact, he put his son in charge of the country. Who does that?
And not only in Gabon, also in addition, South Sudan president, 2 or 3 weeks ago, he peed on himself. They were in a meeting and the South Sudanese president standing like in a gallery, all how they call it, head of state, standing there. Okay, very media entity platform all day, and this Sudanese president and African leaders stood up and pee on himself. Like he peed, the pee roll all the way to his private part, came down, and the pee roll all the way on the floor. He peed. And guess what they did? They went against the Sudanese president, said, how they call it, all those Sudanese and the media that carried the news or diploma or something. He sacked them. But see the kind of thing we are experiencing on the African continent. But these are the people that will say, that will tell us, you guys are the next leader. You guys are the next leader that will take the continent, that will take the nation. But they do not give way to the younger one to come and lead. They do not provide avenue for the younger one to come and lead, but they will lie to the younger one and say, the future is in your hands. You guys are the next generational leader, but they do not empower the next generational leaders. Look at Bombia. This guy is literally dying in power. He can no longer function. He can't even remember that he was there to represent a continent, or he was there to represent a nation. He does not even know that what was in his hand, he was flipping pages. It was what that was written that he should have read to the people. And he's sitting flipping pages like he's already old. He's waiting for his caregiver to come and change his diaper. Why African remain a weak continent?
Hey, Cameroonians. This one, my Cameroonian people, this one passed me. Those surrounding your president are wicked people. They don't want the man to step down. We are praying for you, Olori Yan. Let me know what you guys think about what happened to the president of Cameroon at the US Africa Summit. Meanwhile, I just want you guys to, take 1 minute and talk to me about this whole US Africa Summit thing. I think it's great, but I also think it's sad when you look at it in a different way, that the only time these African leaders will gather is when America says, come. I'm sorry to say. The US will always protect its own interests. I live in the US. I have nothing against the US. But when will Africa also start protecting its own interests? Can any African leader say that Western presidents should gather themselves and they will all run to Africa? Why can that happen? Are we not equals? Like, let me know what you think about that. Also, seeing their picture, it makes me sad. Where are the women? Women are more than half the population of Africa. And then you see the picture of the African leaders and you see mostly men. I know this is not just happening in Africa. It's happening in different continents as well. But it's about time we change that and show the actual face of the people of Africa. Half of us are women, and so women should be represented at the power level. Amen, somebody. Let me know what you guys think about all that. I know it's a lot to think about. We talked about Peter Obi at Chatham House. We talked.
All right, let's look at the last other video. It's also as a solution, a reference, some, okay, as to some of the things that we have discussed here, okay? So let's see this video here. And we hope, I know. It's also a video describing solution to the African problem. Some of what we have discussed here, just addition from this great visionary African woman.
Let us industrialize Africa. Let us diversify our economies. Let us prosper with the African continental free trade areas. Let us close the door of poverty from the export of raw materials only. And let us open the highways for wealth through industrialization. Africa has an abundance of natural resources: oil, gas, minerals, metals, as well as extensive blue economy. which must be rapidly industrialized. The future of electric cars in the world depends on Africa, given its extensive resource deposit in rare minerals like lithium ion, like cobalt, nickel, and copper. The size of the electric vehicle market has been estimated to reach $7 trillion by 2030 and $46 trillion by 2050. Building precursor facilities for lithium-ion batteries in Africa will be 3 times cheaper than in other parts of the world. Your Excellencies, to industrialize, Africa must solve the major challenge with low access to electricity. Yet, Your Excellency, President Bazoum said it, Africa is endowed with 45% of the world resources for renewable energy, including solar, hydro, wind, geothermal energy sources. The African Development Bank has invested over $7.5 billion in the past 5 years to expand access to electricity, which has provided electricity for millions of people. But to further boost electricity availability, the African Development Bank is implementing a $20 billion Desert to Power initiative to develop 10,000 megawatts of solar power across 11 countries in the Sahel zone of Africa, which will provide electricity for 250 million people. The program, which has already garnered massive global support and has commenced in the G5 Sahel countries, will become the world's largest solar zone. And to further boost Africa's manufacturing capacity for green energy, the African Development Bank will work with its partners to support the manufacturing of solar panels in Africa. Your Excellency, the success of the African Continental Free Trade Area depends on closing Africa's infrastructure deficit. The African Development Bank Group has invested over $44 billion in infrastructure over the past 7 years, including in roads, seaports, airports, digital communication, infrastructure backbones, transport corridors, one-stop border post, and regional power transmission lines, which are supporting regional power pools. We have heard you, Mr. President Bazoum. We will do more also in rails. We are connecting Africa better. Under the chairmanship of President Macky Sall, the African Development Bank and the African Union Commission are organizing a presidential Feed Africa Summit from 25 to 27 January 2023 in Dakar to develop action plans to fully transform Africa's agriculture, to feed itself, and to contribute to feeding the world. Your Excellencies, the COVID-19 pandemic showed that Africa cannot outsource the health of its 1.4 billion people to the benevolence of others, or depend on unreliable and highly concentrated value chain outside of the continent. Africa imports 70% of its pharmaceutical products, with only 1% of vaccines produced locally. The African Development Bank strongly supports the Africa 2030 pharmaceutical vision of the African Union, with the goal of increasing Africa's share of pharmaceutical production up to 55% by 2030. The African Development Bank will be investing $3 billion to support pharmaceutical manufacturing in Africa.
Okay, this is the last video, right? So, hold on. Let me make sure, put it light on. So, we need more women like this. And that is not to say I'm going to bash the men. I mean, there are some great men who are in leadership position who are doing very great. But as we have come to see over the years, African women are forceful and productive in not just the discussion, but the solution to the African problem. We have seen that Afrikan, and we are seeing the Prime Minister from Barbados. We are seeing another, I think she is from South Africa. I just been forgetting about her name, but we have seen her. Okay. And then and this lady here again. So there are many great potential women, African women, all right, who have the solution. So they need the backing of the men, the African men who are in leadership position. But not African woman like the Tanzanian president. She is the opposite. We thought she was a female because she was the vice president to John Magufuli. So we thought she was going to carry out the plan of John Pombo Magufuli, but it turned out to be the other way around. She's kind of a puppet. We can say it that way. So when we're talking about African women, we are not really talking about her. But yeah, we are talking about woman like that who just spoke, who laid out the situation, the solution to African problem. You know, we have to invest in Africa. We have to produce our own food. And even though we are producing it, but we are not trading among ourselves. We send everything out of the African continent. Even down to raw material and to food that we eat, we send it out. Okay? So a nation that we send it out to, we feed these nations. And then at the end, this nation has surplus of food. And then Africa then does not have surplus of food. And then this nation that we send our food, how they call it, to, they have surplus. This nation come in reverse and then call us suffering. We are poor. We are dying. So you see the other way around. And then they go to African nations that don't have, okay, like Mauritania, like or Chad, in a desert country. They go there, take picture, and then come and put on social media, and they say we are suffering. Africans are suffering on the African continent. They don't have food. They are poor, right? But at the end of the day, when you look at their economy, the Western world economy, absolutely they don't have food. Because the food comes from the same African continent, the same third world country. But the sad part is that those third world countries do not, how they call it, trade among themselves. That is what makes it seem that they don't have food. We don't trade among ourselves because we don't have currency. You see, we have different currency. So because we want a US dollar, we send our food product to America to get a US dollar because the US dollar is the one on the market. We send our food to Europe because we want a pound. The pound is the one on the market. You getting me what I'm saying here? So if we have currency, African currency that back up with our resources, we will trade among ourselves because the time I'm taking to export the food, if I know the African currency is valued over the US currency, the African currency is valuable over the pound, is valuable over the Japanese yen, is valuable over the Russian, is valuable over the Chinese, why will I be exporting? Common knowledge. Why will I export? When I know the African currency is valuable over all the other currency. When I know the African currency is backed by my resources, why will I be exporting? Then I will have to send it to the African nations. Because if I export it, I'm going to get less money. Because the African currency is more than the US dollar. So if I send it to the US, I'm going to lose. If I send it to England, I'm going to lose because the African currency beat the pound. If I send it to China, I'm going to lose because the African currency beat the Chinese dollar. If I send it to Russia, I'm going to lose because the African currency beat the Russian dollar. So here's what am I going to do? I'm going to trade within Africa because I'm going to get more money if I trade in Africa because our currency is valuable than the US currency, than the pound, then whatsoever you think about. So you see it right there. But we are sending everything outside because we do not have currency. So if you want to trade in Africa, we're going to lose. The African businessmen and women are going to lose. Because they trade in Africa, they get that money. What's going to happen again? They have to do exchange. They have to exchange that money to US dollar. And they're going to lose because the African currency is less. They're going to lose. So who want to do that? To export to another African country. That's how our resources and our food are leaving the African continent, coming to Europe and America, and we're feeding them. And the African continent, the homeless, hungry, no food. But if you look at the product on those food, you will not see it that made in America or coming from America, but you will see it coming from Kenya, coming from Ghana, coming from Madagascar, coming from Senegal, coming from Tanzania, you name the rest. So the solutions are there. But the people that are leading us are blind. And you cannot use the blind to lead. Look at Bombia. He's a blind man already. Old man in his 90s. Why is he doing in power? He didn't even remember that he left. He thought he was staying in Cameroon in the first place. He thought he was in Cameroon, waiting for his caretaker to come and change his diaper. So before his caretaker come and change his diaper, he had to be playing with something. You know, when you own, now you own. That's how they do. You have to be playing with something. So he's there changing, flipping pages around, waiting for a caretaker to come and change his diaper. All the one they want to talk to him, to bring him back, to bring his membrane back, but his cells are dead. That is why Africa, we remain a conquered continent. That is why we remain a conquered nations within Africa, even out of Africa. That is what's suffering us. It's not like we don't have surplus. We have surplus. We have to wake up. Ladies and gentlemen, this is today. Thank you for you all being here. Thank you for your contribution, your comment. I saw all of those comments, but I never had time to respond to some of them. Some of you that might have sent me questions because what I had to present, and now I really have time to get to your question. But you know how we roll. I usually answer your question if I can. But thank you for coming on. I will see you all guys tomorrow. This is a job that we need to do. I may not have all the solution. I may not give you everything as how you think, but you understand what I'm going. That's the bottom line about it. All right? You understand what I'm going, and I understand you too based on your comments. So we need to build up. This is not a time to be saying, pointing finger at one another here and there, here and there. If we are pointing, if we want to go against anybody, let it be the oppressor. Thank you for being on. I will see you all tomorrow. Hands off Haiti. Peace.